The Carolina Panthers 1-0, and one of their illustrious players is with us right now here on the Sports Bash. He is live in Carolina. There he is, Colin Thompson. And what's going on, man?
Mike, thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, nice win. Nice win last week, man. It's good to get one win in the victory column to start the season, and on to New Orleans this week.
Yeah, well, we'll talk a little bit about both of those things because you get the first win. It must have been an interesting week. I mean, obviously, you start that second year, and we talked back, in the summertime, and, the team had brought on a couple tight ends and all that stuff. They kept you on the roster, so congratulations for making the roster and, of course, being a part of the win. But, you had a new quarterback there. He's facing his old team. I guess that brings the whole roster together, or kind of makes it a thing for everybody. When I'm imagining that first game, like, everybody wanted to try to win that game for Darnold.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sam has been just an unbelievable addition to the team. First off, he's a great human being, great guy, and someone I've really enjoyed getting to know, pick his brain, and obviously his football talent is immense. And I think, we're really seeing, Sam, when you see him up close and personal and you get to know him, I mean, you see how much experience he has for such a young guy. I mean, I feel like the old guy around here at 27. I think Sam's 24, and he's been in the NFL for 4 seasons. And he's had so much experience. He's played in so many games. So he's seen it all just about. And he can make all the throws, and he's got the mind to make all the checks, all the audibles, all the things you need to do. So, yeah, no doubt wanted to get that win for Sam. Absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously kind of a back, you guys, it's kind of I don't say back and forth. You guys go up 16-0, and then they kind of get that score in the third, and it's kind of a nail-biter at the end of the game there. So, a close game early against that Jet team, but you get McCaffrey back. Let's talk a little bit about what he adds, because that's something that your team didn't have last year for most of the season.
Yeah, I think he played in 3 games last year, and that's the first time he's ever missed any time. I think he played in 48 straight games. Someone was telling me before that, somewhere around that number 50 before he missed a game. That's really impressive in the NFL. The NFL is 100% injury rate. There's no 90%, it's 100%. So Christian McCaffrey is on another planet than every other player I've ever played with. The way he takes care of his body, how much he invests in his body, time, finances, the way he constantly is gaining knowledge. He has his process. It's different than everybody else. He is constantly attacking how to recover, how to get healthy. And then on the field, he is just ridiculous. I mean, for me to be able to watch this week, obviously played with him, and then this week, a couple of his big plays I was able to watch. I was on the sideline. He's just different. He plays at a different speed than everybody else. There's probably a handful of guys in the NFL that are just different than the rest, and that's him. He is unbelievable. He's an unbelievable leader. His dad played in the NFL for 13 seasons. His dad's a coach in college football. All of his brothers played college football. His mom was an All-American, I think, soccer player at Stanford. I mean, there are athletes at an elite level, and he brings that every day. What a tremendous leader. He's one of the faces of the NFL, face of us here in Carolina. I love playing with him.
Interestingly enough, he was on your podcast, the Not For Long podcast recently, and you see him holding up. Now, I got to say, the Lower Cape May Caper Tigers do have some of the finest uniforms in all of South Jersey. I love the black and the baby blue. It's such a nice mix. But he had a nice jersey with the military sleeves that he was rocking there. So obviously he's a guy that has been a part of the podcast. But you guys are doing something for Lower Cape May, the high school, because you're still talk a little bit about what you're doing still with Lower Cape May and the football team.
Yeah, so I'm still a volunteer there, still involved in the program. And something we're doing there on the field, this game coming up on Friday, starting at 5:30, we're playing Lindenwold, is we're doing a military appreciation night honoring all Cape May County service members, veterans. It starts at 5:30. It's going to, all of the proceeds from this military appreciation night go to the New Jersey Run for the Fallen. And it's an absolute tremendous opportunity to raise the money for a great cause and get together with the community of Cape May County and watch a football game. But also at 5:30, we have Black Hawk helicopters coming in. We have all frontline workers, police officers. We have firefighters, all the fire trucks, the police cars. The Coast Guard's going to be present. Army, Navy, Marines. We're asking all veterans to come out and just be involved in this unbelievable event that we're doing at Lower Cape May Regional. It's at Lower Cape May, starting at 5:30. there's going to be auctioned items, 3 Christian McCaffrey jerseys that the players will be wearing. They'll be number 22 for the 22 troops today that commit suicide. And actually, Christian's charity is 22 in troops, where he raises money and awareness for that as well. So there'll be 3 Christian McCaffrey jerseys being sold, auctioned off. One of the jerseys I signed will be sold and auctioned off. And then there'll be hats you can buy. There'll be food trucks available. There's going to be really a carnival-like atmosphere where we're raising money for the New Jersey Run for the Fallen from 5:30 to 7. Possible flyover during the national anthem. So it's going to be a big deal. And then there's a football game at 7 o'clock. So, I think we're asking all service members, veterans, to line the field pregame for the national anthem. So it's something that we started this summer with head coach Lance Bailey and the team over at New Jersey Run for the Fallen. We're raising money for a great cause, and it's something that we're really proud of. Any information you guys want more on this, you could check out the Facebook event called the Military Appreciation Game, raising for the Cape May County service members. So check that out. Again, any questions, just go to the Lower Cape May social media pages, and that will direct you there too. But again, it's the Military Appreciation Game honoring Cape May County service members.
Yeah, and we will also tweet out the flyer for the game for Friday night. 5:30 is when it all starts. The Military Appreciation Football Game. Lindenwold is at Lower Cape May, and you can be a part of that. And I'll tweet out that flyer information so that everybody can see that at 973 ESPN on Twitter. Now, you guys open up. Yeah, man, obviously. Now, you guys, getting back. Now, McCaffrey's giving you a whole bunch of stuff. He's giving you interviews. He's giving you jerseys. Sounds like a pretty good dude.
He's a great guy, man. When I told him, I said, hey, Christian, we're doing this fundraiser at the high school where I coach at. Would you mind signing a couple jerseys? Because you want to bug a guy for a signature, right?
Right. It's got to be
respectful.
Like you're on his team and you're like, can I get your autograph?
Yeah, can I get your autograph? Because we're going to raise money for the New Jersey Run for the Fallen. It's 22 in troops. That's where we got the theme from. And he was like, absolutely, I'll sign all 4. I said, well, can you sign 3? I'll sign 1. I don't know.
Who's getting more? Whose jersey's getting more of a?
I may have devalued the jersey with my signature, Mike. But I think the one thing I forgot to touch on too is that we'll be selling game jerseys too that aren't signed, so they'll be for sale. And all the so you can, they're really cool jerseys like Mike talked about. There'll be jerseys for sale. There'll be hats for sale. And then the one thing I really want to hit on is there's literally going to be a Black Hawk helicopter landing at Lower Cape May Regional High School. I mean, Brian Kniff with 98, 7 to Coast, who will be covering the game live. You'll be able to watch the game live. We were on a call this morning, and he said, for those fans that go to a casual game every year, this is the game to go to. And I completely agree, a high school football game. But also, it's an opportunity if you don't even go to games and you're just a supporter of the military to go out, because there's a lot of action. How many Black Hawk helicopters are landing at a high school for a football game? So it's kudos to everyone on our team, the committee putting things together, the first responders that are part of the team to put together. So it's going to be a tremendous event. 5:30 Friday at Lower Cape May Regional.
I'll tell you, going back to the game from Sunday, you guys give up 14. You made a lot of additions on defense this offseason. J.C. Horn was a guy that a lot of Eagles fans kind of were saying, oh, that could be a draft pick. Reddick coming over, he made an instant impact for your team. Thompson as well, no relation. Shaq Thompson, not Colin Thompson. He was all over the place in that game.
We have a tremendous defense. It was funny. I had some conversations with some coaches and guys on the team like a couple of weeks ago, and we were frustrated from a day offensively we had in practice or whatever it was. And I remember one of the coaches saying, guys, we won't face many defenses like ours in the NFL. I think they're right up there with some of the bigger names. I really do. Premier pass rushers, Brian Burns, one of the most underrated players in the NFL. Hassan Reddick you bring over, Shaq Thompson. You got big players like Jeremy Chin. He could arguably be Rookie of the Year last year if it wasn't for Chase Young and the emergence of the Redskins down the stretch. You have J.C. Horn, who is literally like 6'3". He's just about my size playing corner. I mean, he's absolutely massive. You mentioned how the Eagles fans wanted him. I mean, the guy, I got more texts on draft day about him coming to us than any other player I've ever got a text about ever, because he's just got that stature. His dad was Joe Horn, who played for the Saints, for those that don't know. So, yeah, a lot of, premier players and a really big defense that can run and hit. And you could see what they did. I think 6 sacks, multiple forced turnovers. So yeah, a lot of talent on the team. Offensively, things are starting to come together us, and that will grow as well. So we want to play complementary football in Carolina, where offense helps the defense helps the offense. Special teams are involved. That's what the best teams do for 17 games.
So getting a chance to talk to someone who plays in the league is pretty cool, especially in the middle of the week. Someone like you, Colin, who, all right, you play the Jets in week 1. A lot of unknown. You guys don't know much about like them. They're a whole new. You guys are all feeling yourself out. Now you have something, but now you're getting ready for week 2. Kind of give our listeners some insight on what an NFL player is doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because you're playing a Saints team that just kicked the crap out of Green Bay, 38-3. But the mentality is like, we don't care what the score is or what happened. This is how we're getting ready. So take us inside of what's going on now in an NFL setting for a week 2 game.
Yeah, so my process does not change week to week. I'll tweak some things. I may handle how I'm lifting, what I'm doing each week. That may change how I'm feeling, but really the process, whether you win or lose, does not change. So on Wednesday, we're off Tuesdays in the NFL. You come in Monday after the game, you watch film, you lift, you recover, you do whatever that may be. I'm in the pool doing my recovery stuff. I get a lift, then we watch film, and then you're home by, say, 5 o'clock. You're off Tuesday, which consists of maybe a massage, yoga, some sort of pool workout again, whatever it may be. Get away from the game. I have my podcast, so I do not-for-long media stuff on the off day. And then Wednesday rolls around, and that's usually your biggest work day of the week, Wednesday and Thursday. The pads are on. It is a first and second down practice where you're repping those situations. You're repping more of the run game stuff, maybe some goal line stuff because the pads are on. So you get in, you have meetings right in the morning from 8:30 to 1:30. Then you have practice from 1:30 to 3:45. And then after you have, pretty much player-driven stuff that we do here. So we'll have meetings. You get a lift in like I did today, hopped in the shower. I'm on the radio with you, and then I'll go back and I'll be here till about 6:30, 7 watching film. So it's about a 12-hour day. I get in at 7, here till 7, and that's how it will be tomorrow. And then that will be more of your third down day, your red zone day, where you're working those, intricate routes and the things that really at the end of the day, like, did you win third down? What were your third down percentage? Did you score touchdowns in the red zone instead of field goals? And, the kicking game, how that gets involved. And then you're sprinkling special teams in every day as well. And then Friday, you have like a half day, a quicker practice where you're just tightening things up. Saturday's a walkthrough, another half day type situation. And then Sunday we play. So it just rips through and you're just rolling on that wheel every week, like I said, and you just critique, little things that you feel like you need to do. You're watching your weight throughout the week. It's a whole thing. My meals are all planned out. It's a process, but it's something that I was able to kind of get down last year, and I'm going to try to make better this year.
Well, it's interesting because, as I mentioned, the team you're playing is now a division opponent, and how that kind of changes the dynamic of the preparation, too, because this is a game that last week it's a non-conference game. This week in the division, and obviously they win impressively. So this becomes, a much bigger week 2 feeling game than maybe if it's a non-conference game this early in the year. Would that be accurate?
Well, I'll say this. It's going to be probably less. Like, there was a lot of Jets fans at the game last week. A lot. More than I thought. Maybe there was some Jets chants. And, the Jets were my first NFL game and was like kind of a team I watched growing up. So, it was funny and kind of laughed when I heard that chant. There'll be a lot. It will be packed, right? It's the New Orleans Saints. We have a tough division, obviously, the Saints, Bucs, Atlanta. So, there's a lot of pride in Carolina for the Carolina Panthers, and I'm sure with the divisional opponent, it will continue to be packed. It was loud.
It's funny because I didn't tell you this. I was just in North Carolina 2 weeks ago. I was at the Outer Banks, right? So I was in Greenville. My girlfriend went to East Carolina. So your preseason game was on television there. It was like I guess your last preseason game. So that game's on TV, and I'm watching, and it's like, how far is Charlotte from Greenville? I mean, you don't realize how big, where we are, the Jets are 2 hours from us, and nobody cares. But in Greenville, Charlotte, and then Matt Rule came out and said, no, we're the Carolina Panthers. That means North Carolina and South Carolina. Like, he's really trying to expand that brand into a much different area code.
Yeah, it's definitely unique in the sense that actually I found this out this year. The Carolina Panther logo, our emblem, is actually, if you look at it, it's South Carolina, North Carolina drawn with just a little cat on top of it. It's very unique. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's good good knowledge. So
wait, what is it again?
It's the two states together. If you just drew a drawing of North Carolina and South Carolina and just put the panther face on it. I'm looking at it right now I'm in the media room here talking to you. So yeah, it's that's the whole thing here is we're North Carolina and South Carolina. Eventually, in about 2 years, in Rock Hill, South Carolina, 30 minutes south of Charlotte, where we're at now, will be the hub, will be the epicenter of the Carolina Panthers. The practice facility, everything will be there. And then the stadium will be up here. Now we're underneath the stadium. We're in the stadium as a facility. But like I said, in 2 years, we'll have our own massive, kind of like the Star in Dallas facility in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Now, what I thought, now I'm imagining, okay, so does an NFL guy, you're playing, are you even paying attention to Monday Night Football? Are you watching the game or the Manning cast or nothing?
Well, so I wasn't watching anything, and I was like, my phone was blowing up about it. And I'm 50-50 on it. It just depends what's going on. If I have some friends that want to get dinner on the team or something, we'll go out to dinner on a Monday night. It's like kind of our off night. But my phone was blowing up. I have friends that are Ravens fans. Shout out to TK and the crew that watches the games at the Seaview on Monday nights, the Raven Haven. And, so my phone was blowing up between the Ravens and then between the Manning cast. So I'm like, all right, I got to throw the Manning cast on, and that was fantastic. I like watching when college football season is coming to an end and they have the Final Four and they have the coaches' room and the coaches are talking about the X's and O's, because that's how I watch a game. I'm the worst guy to watch a game with because I just poo-poo whatever everyone says. Everyone's like, the quarterback screwed up here. I'm like, well, the right tackle didn't make a block, so I don't know what you want the quarterback to do, So,
that's great, though, because that was literally, the best part about it, though, was that they had Kelsey and Russell Wilson. These are guys who are actually playing now, critiquing what they're watching of teams that they're competing against.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like literally Russell's like, here comes cover zero. I hope they're throwing this, because the Ravens are always bringing cover zero pressure. It's just literally man for man, and they're bringing more guys than you can protect, and they hope that, hey, you're not going to be able to make that throw, which Derek Carr made that throw at the end of the game. And Zay Jones, shout out to ECU, just had a walk-off. So, just tremendous. I think for a football fan that really wants to learn the game more and not be as casual, absolutely something to watch. I don't know how many Ravens fans or Raiders fans will watch it because they kind of want to watch the game as it goes. But, the Mannings are the best thing TV can offer. They really can. They're so exclusive. We were talking about that this week on Not For Long Media about Phil Mickelson's in that category. For golf, you can't get anything better. So, the Mannings are they're like Romo. You just can't put a price tag on them.
So, as a tight end, Waller in that game, beast mode. And
unreal.
The Eagles are playing Kittle this week. Did you remember last year when Kittle played the Eagles, he had 15 catches on 15 targets?
The guy's unbelievable.
How about that, dude?
What you're going to see this week with the Niners is a ton of just play action and just blocking tight ends and the running backs and motions and shifts everywhere, and these guys flying everywhere. They're going to run a zone and they're going to run a gap scheme and a counter play. It's just they just do it at the highest level with Shanahan, kind of like he had that Atlanta offense rolling a couple years ago with Matt Ryan. It doesn't matter who's at quarterback.
So the Eagles did you a favor. They beat one of your division teams, Atlanta.
Yes.
Who looked pretty bad, by the way.
Thank you, Eagles.
They look terrible. I'll give you some insight. They didn't look good.
Well, I'm sure I got to just worry about the defensive ends and linebackers. That's all I care about. I don't care about the team. I do, but
bro,
I really don't.
No joke. The Eagles' offensive line, Mailata is 6'8", 385 pounds. He was absolutely dominant. But getting Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson back, you lose one or two players on your offensive line, that just wrecks everything.
It doesn't. And that's the whole argument for me last year when I was involved with the Philly media and all these different things and coming to different quarterbacks and coming to different players. The Eagles' offensive line, when healthy, is one of the best, top 3 in the NFL. Can't argue against it. It's a fact. There's no opinion. That's not even opinion-based. It's just factual. Lane Johnson, Brooks, Kelsey, and then now with Jordan and the contract he signed. So, yeah, they're going to be the Eagles will have a great season because just like anybody, if you have offensive line health and great players, you're going to have a great season. So, yeah, you got the big boys up front got to stay healthy for you to have a great year.
You know, I was just about to draft you on my fantasy team, and CBS had a glitch, and the whole thing got messed up, and then I forgot. You were in my queue.
I love it. Well, listen, for those that draft me, I appreciate it. I just hope you have 3 tight ends in front of me. I really do.
All right, this Friday night, 5:30, Lower Cape May, Lindenwold. It's Military Appreciation Football game. All sorts of opportunities for you to get some great prizes, the different jerseys, signed jerseys, Christian McCaffrey, Colin Thompson, and just going to be an amazing night in Lower Cape May. It is really a cool event. I'm going to tweet out this banner that you sent me, and, well, good luck on Sunday. It's Carolina hosting Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints.
Appreciate you having me on, man. We're really excited to raise some money for the New Jersey Run for the Fallen. Check it out. Find us online. Find us on Facebook. And again, we appreciate you having us on and giving us the forum to do it. Thanks, Mike.
You tell Coach Bailey I said what's up.
I will, man.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Soon.
Colin Thompson from the New Orleans Saints. From the Carolina Panthers, they take on the New Orleans Saints this Sunday. And, of course, Colin is one of the assistant coaches that helps out with the Lower Cape May Caper Tigers football program, and they're having that military appreciation night. I'll tweet out the details for those of you who want to help out or even check it out down in Irma on Friday night.